thank you so much for clicking this video, and today I'm going to talk about what I did when I'm getting into USA and what I did when I'm coming back to Japan. The restriction for the COVID-19 is always changing, so I highly recommend you guys to check it out by yourself as well before you go to USA. And just for the disclaimer, I am Japanese citizen, I'm Japanese, I have Japanese passport, and at the moment you can't get into Japan unless if you have Japanese passport or business visa. So let's start with getting into USA. I've already talked about the preparation in the previous video, so if you want to check that out, check the link in the description box. The first thing that I got question about is how did you answer when you were at the interview before getting to USA? So there were rumors that I didn't even know. So the rumor said if you tell the interviewer that you're gonna see your boyfriend, then they're gonna take you to another room. I answered I'm going to see my boyfriend and I'm going to spend Christmas and New Year's with my boyfriend and his family. Nothing happened, so I think that's not true. Other questions that I got were, where do you staying? How long are you staying? How much do you have cash? Well, for the cash, I didn't have cash. I only had a credit card, so I answered I don't have cash, any cash. I only have credit card. That was fine. And after that, I went to pick up my suitcase and done. Now let's talk about how did I come back to Japan. Obviously, there are more steps than I'm going into USA. So before you going to the plane, you get Japanese health centers QR code questionnaire. You can do that before you getting to the flight or when you landed in Japan. It's basically they scan the QR code and you're gonna answer a bunch of questions. That's it. And at the end, you get your personal QR code that you have to show at the airport. So screenshot the QR code or save that QR code in your phone. Other than that, nothing was special during the flight. The next thing is you have to wait in the plane for a while. Due to the COVID-19, you have to wait a little while in the plane. It was like around 15 minutes, so not that long. But airport crew or staff, they're gonna come to pick you up. They're gonna take you to the specific place that you're going. The next place that I went is waiting room. So at this time, make sure you have the QR code, your personal QR code, so that you'll be ready for the interview. When it's your turn, they're gonna let you know. The next step that I did was little interview. After you move to another place, after the waiting room, you're gonna get some of the questions. My questions were, where did you stay during your in the state? Or did you go to California or Colorado? Because at the moment, any person who went to California or Colorado can get into Japan. So I think these stuff is changing constantly, so I recommend you guys to check that out. I actually figured this out when I was in the United States. After that, you have to move on to the next step where you have to take a COVID-19 test. So PCR test using saliva. So you have to put your saliva into the little thing and you pass it to the people who is testing that. After you've done that, you go to another interview place. So the next interview number 2, at this counter they're gonna ask you for the QR code that you get from the questionnaire. Also, they're gonna ask you where do you gonna stay during your quarantine, what is your emergency number, all the stuff. And then they're gonna give you the personal number, get the paper, and then moving on to another waiting room. So waiting room number 2. I've waited for around like 30 minutes until they're gonna call my number. Once you get called your number, you go to another place to see your result. I was negative, so I could move on to the next step. Finally getting into Japan. After I got result, everything later was pretty usual. You go to the immigration and get your suitcase and get into Japan. But after that, you cannot take taxi, train, bus. So you have to ask your parents, your family, your friends to pick you up at the airport, or you have to find car company which gonna take you to the place you're gonna be quarantined for 14 days. I booked my car and driver to take me to my place in Tokyo, which I booked for 14 days. It cost $300, which is 3万yen. It was pretty expensive, but there's nothing that I can help. I didn't want to ask my parents or my friends because you never know what's gonna happen. You might have a corona even though you were negative. So I booked the car company. I'll put the link of the car company in the description box so that you guys can check it out. Well, these are the information that I can share with you guys. Not gonna lie, it was a long process to coming back here, and I am currently quarantined for 14 days in Tokyo at the place that I booked for 14 days. I know that people have so many reasons to go to USA or another country, but please be careful and wash your hands frequently and use hand sanitizer, wear a mask. I hope this video gonna help someone else who is going to USA. And if you have any questions, please comment down below. Feel free to ask any questions. I would like to help you guys. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.